Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 23 of Civilization 5 as Korea. This is the first video that I'm recording since I came back from LaveCon, so I'm still a little bit fuzzy over the weekend, trying to remember what I was doing and, you know, what I was up to. I believe I was just trying to stay ahead of the tourism curve to make sure that we don't get too much pressure from other ideologies. Not really so much for the happiness, but it would be nice if we could apply some pressure back. I did just notice, I don't know if any of you guys noticed this on the previous video, nice little troll city down here from the Songhai. It's not really too much of a problem to me. I mean, they've claimed a few unclaimed tiles there. They probably just did it to get the oil. I did just happen to spot a comment from Foundation Afro just before I started recording this video, and he makes a very good point about the porcelain tower. Because I did think it was a little bit useless as I got it and didn't get any research agreements. Of course, we do have research agreements now. This is also a very useful thing that you can do with the enhanced user interface expansion. If you mouse over your science, you can see who you can get research agreements with, i.e. the people that you've met that have the right technology, and who you have research agreements with and when they fire. So you can see that I have a research agreement with Askia that ends in 37 turns. This is a very, very useful thing. But even though we weren't getting, because I think he's actually the comment that he's left is before the last video where I get the research agreement, so that video hasn't gone live yet. But even if I don't get any research agreements with it, it's not a complete loss, because first of all, we got a free great scientist out of it. Secondly, it's a science building, so we get a chunk of science because we're playing as Korea. And thirdly, it also gives us two great scientist points and one culture every turn. And on top of all of that, by building it, it was actually a defensive play because us owning it stops the AI from owning it. And I never really thought of it that way. So yeah, I'm glad we built it, even though we may not necessarily be getting the most out of it, really. So the Celts have adopted autocracy. Just trying to remember how things are going on with the... We're actually influential with Mongolia, though. I think a lot of people are. If we just go and look at the culture itself, under influence by player. I never get this right. Culture victory. There we go. I always click on the wrong tab. So Korea, Persia, and Songhai, we are all influential over one nation, which is going to be Mongolia. And we're the only people that have gone order, and we have dissidents. It's not too bad. Wow, look at that happiness there from... who's that? Persia. 101 happiness. Wow, those guys are doing great. Well, let's get on with the next turn. We're still friendly with quite a few city-states, although we're only allied with one. I'm not too worried about all of those. You guys are going there to grab that oil. We do still need to keep getting our archaeologists out here to try and grab these antiquity sites. I've just remembered now something that I was trying to do. I'm trying to get a great musician. Yep, there we go, influential. Trying to get a great musician before we get into the next era, and then that way I should be able to get the theming bonus at Broadway. Unless I've just completely forgotten what I was doing. I'll just quickly double check that. So we do have, Pyongyang has grown, that's fine. Looks like we need to get a fishing boat out there now. And we could probably do that. How long would it take to get a workboat? 3 turns. Let's definitely go and grab a workboat there. And then let's go for a circus and an amphitheatre. And there's probably lots of other stuff that needs to be... Oh, probably a library, actually, before the circus. We'll get the lighthouse and we'll go through and work out what we really need to get. Was going to look at something and it's just completely slipped my mind. Oh, yeah, the... theming bonus for Broadway. So we don't actually have any great works in there at the moment. We need 3 great works, all from the same civilization and the same era. So we've got 1 great work there from the modern era. Yeah, we only have the 1. I don't think we're actually going to be able to get all 3, which is problematic. I was thinking it was 2, not 3. Oh well, we'll see how well we can do with that. We have finished our archaeologist here. I don't suppose it would be terrible getting another archaeologist. What's our growth like? 2 turns until we get a new citizen. Stadium would give... We don't really need the happiness right now. Let's go ahead then and get you to produce another archaeologist. So you guys were all building railroad, so you can go down here and just do that last piece. We'll try and get railroads done everywhere. Are our new cities all connected up? Well, yes, by road, but not by rail. So we do need to go and get railroads done all the way along here, which we will. Probably should consider upgrading some units at some point as well. This is all rail, so let's move up here and start building rail in this direction. That's all of your movement used. I guess we could start upgrading these cannons to artillery. There's no reason not to. It will make us look stronger. And we can go ahead and upgrade these riflemen to great war infantry. We've got plenty of money, so there's no reason not to do this now. We've already started getting some Gatling guns. We've got both of those fishing boats around here. You may as well come back and get an upgrade as well. We don't have an awful lot of units. We may want to consider building a slightly bigger army. Not necessarily to use it, but just to convince the AI that it doesn't want to fight us, because that would be a bad idea. So, we'll continue to move these workers north, because there's not an awful lot for them to do down here. We'll just get them doing some roads. Cargo ship. Now, did I move you here, or did I build you here? Highest gold. Karakoram was the previous route. Okay, you've just expired, so you can carry on moving. There's probably going to be another one. Archaeologist. So, you could go and grab this one, and that would be a culture site, but Pyongyang isn't very big, so you won't really be able to work it. What I should do is grab the ones that aren't within my borders, because that'll stop the AI from being able to grab them. And we do have some spaces for them. We've got quite a few museum slots. We've got at least 5 slots that we can put artifacts in, so that's not a problem there. So let's go on to the next turn. We could still build some more museums if we have to. It's not terrible. We're working on Cristo de Redentor, so we'll finish that in 10 turns, providing no one beats us to it. We've got a few stadiums on the go, so we're not really going to have too much of a problem with happiness. 1 turn away from electronics. Now, I'm not really building any naval units at the moment. And there we go, we do have the electronics. But what that's going to allow us to do is move on to ballistics. So we were working towards something. Yeah, I was just actually trying to finish modern era before moving on to the atomic era. I guess after that we should then just go straight towards rocketry, just to try and get the Apollo program started if we are going for a science victory. Cusco has grown. It's probably assigning a okay tile for production. Do we want to go for production here? Do we need the production here? I mean, what are we building? We are building Neuschwanstein. I suppose having the 4 production isn't a bad idea. The city's not growing very quickly, but there's not really a reason for that. What about if we were to build a... Well, we can't afford to build a hydro plant here because we are just a few gold short. We could grab one on the next turn. Do we need a granary here? How many tiles would we benefit from a hydro plant? Because we do have a fair bit of river here. Yeah, we've got a lot of tiles. We could, if we could get just a tiny bit more money. Is somebody willing to buy something from me? Mongolia looks like they're still willing to buy iron. So if I were to give you... Mind you, we wouldn't get it all in one turn because I can't get direct money from them because they're not friendly. The only person I have the declaration of friendship with is the Songhai. Would you be willing to buy iron from me? You actually would. You'd be willing to give me 17 gold for 1 iron. Would you give me... I can't remember what the thing is. 30 gold. 30 gold for 1 iron. That's fine. Because what we can do now is we can go to Cusco, where we have 58.75 production, just buy a hydro plant, 67.5 production. We've just knocked 4 turns off Neuschwanstein, which is really, really good. So, happy about doing that. Unit needs orders, which is you guys. Of course, all of these guys now are going to wake up because I upgraded them all. But you can just go back to... I mean, we can actually upgrade to... infantry, but we can't do it yet because we can't afford it. That's fine, I don't mind that. We are still making nearly 200 gold per turn. We'll also get more production once we get these railroads done as well. Cargo ship. You were previously sending production... Were you sending production? You were going to Samarkand for 18 gold. I guess you can carry on doing that, actually. Yeah, so we are still over 200 gold per turn. That is fine. Great War Infantry. Yep, you just go on to alert. On to the next turn. There was a deal there that ended, and I failed to check and see what it was. May well have been spices from Askia. Definitely wasn't spices from Persia, because he doesn't like me. We'll see if we can grab those on the next turn. So, a few city-states changing around. Colombo election rigged. That's Samarkand. We need to have a look at Colombo, actually, see how things are. Daegu has grown. Okay, first of all, let's go to the Songhai. Let us trade. I would like your... well, maybe you're getting one from a city-state. So, I would like your spices, and I would like to give you 7 gold per turn for them. Oh, 9 gold per turn. Keep forgetting the speed that we are playing on. That's fine. So, we get the happiness there. Daegu has grown in terms of population. That's fine. What are you working now? You're actually working that, which is a bit of extra production. You're growing fairly slow, but you're a good size, so you don't really need to grow much faster than that. We always put one person into the research lab. You're building archaeologists. You don't necessarily need all of that production right now, so let's just do that. It gives us a little bit more science. Unit needs orders. You're going to build a railroad. You are going to work on that. That's 7 turns. Colombo election rigged. That's a Samarkand. Samarkand election rigged. Oh, they're both rigged. So, what are we up to now? 54. You are in Colombo. Could we coup? Can't coup because there's no current ally there. That's fine. We might still be able to grab them. So, that should be okay. Let's go on to the next turn. We've got a unit needing orders. It's these guys. You are going to get upgraded, but we can't afford to do it on this turn. So, you're just going to go on to alert. I guess they could stay down here. The main reason that I had them up there was just to try and stop any barbarian camps from spawning. But, yeah, we are going to have to get a few more units. It's amazing. I've gone from having lots of money in the bank to just sort of burning it all away. So I don't really want to get open borders with anybody, at least not until we get the same ideology as them. 5 turns away from a great musician. We will get one great musician before we reach the next era, but then that'll kind of screw things over. No longer friends with Malacca. Gold per turn for marble. Do we still have that option? No, because we're denouncing each other, but that's fine. That is fine, we'll manage that. You guys were doing what there? Have you built a railroad? Yep, railroad. So... what do we want to do? Send you up and help with the roads? Or is there anything down here that still needs working on? I mean, I guess there are still a few farms and things. We could get that, but it hasn't expanded there yet. That's a hill. Definitely get a mine on there. Get a bit more production going here. We have our workboat. You're going to go around there and grab the fish tile. So 1, 2, 3. That is in range. You can't get there in a single turn, but that's fine. So probably have to get a... lighthouse there at some point as well. 6 turns until Pyongyang grows as well. Hong Kong and France now allies. You actually want to buy my marble. Shame that marble deal hadn't have ended a little while ago when they were doing the... oh, we can actually... oh, he doesn't have the full money to buy it out. I'll just take 9 a turn if he'll give it. He is friendly. Wow, won't give me a fair deal. 8. Will you give me 7? Yeah, okay. Better than nothing. So technically we're just now paying 2 gold per turn for whatever it was we were buying from him. The spices, I believe. We still have... well, Persia still has furs that we could potentially buy, but Persia really don't like me at the moment. We can grab a new policy. Do we want to go for the +1 gold from science buildings? That'd give us a fair bit of gold. You'd be amazed how much you get from sovereignty, especially when you're playing as Korea and you're spamming science buildings. Or we could grab a level 2 tenant. Now, tourism to other order civilizations isn't great because there are no other order civilizations so far. We don't need the happiness. We could go 2 production per city and 1 production for every mine and quarry. 5-year plan is really, really nice. I think we're going to go ahead and grab that. Because at least next time we get a policy, it does give us the option of grabbing a level 3 tenant. And in terms of social policies, we may go for sovereignty later on if we need the gold, but we're not desperate for it right now, so I don't mind that too much. Got these guys up here as well. I'd forgotten about them. We'll bring those guys back. So you guys, you're going to get an upgrade. And those guys will get an upgrade when they get far enough down there. You guys have now finished. I really think we've got to the point where I don't have an awful lot of tiles to upgrade. And I'm really considering getting rid of some of these workers. But we'll go across and we might grab another farm or two here. We might also, I don't know, put a lumber mill up there or a mine maybe. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. You guys were building a mine there. Not that we'll probably ever work the tile, but it's better than spamming trading posts everywhere. So let's go ahead and get that fishing boat. And you're not working that tile. It's 3 food. We do want to work the culture. We definitely want to work some of the mine, especially a mine that's giving us gold as well. Do we want to give up maybe a little bit of production and grab some more food though? 5 turns until growth. I don't think we need to actually. I think I'll just leave that city going as it is for now. I think we'll be able to grow it quite well. It's going to have a lot of production, so we just need to actually get it to grow a little bit. But it's only 5 turns away from its next growth. It's working on a library as well, so that'll give us a little bit more boost to our tech, so that's fine. Losing grasp on Manila. Okay, well, we'll live with that. Still surprised I haven't that enemy spotted. People that like to smile the most. Yeah, happiness. See, I'm right down near the bottom in terms of happiness. Says the enemy was spotted somewhere near Daegu. Ah, there's a little barbarian caravel over here. I don't think he's going to be too much of a problem. We've got another archaeologist now, so what could we get over here? What do we want to get over here? Let's try and get ourselves some useful stuff. Let's go ahead and build ourselves a battleship. We do need another archaeologist, so let's go ahead and grab that archaeologist first so we can get this this antiquities site up here. Did we have another antiquities site that we wanted to try and grab? We could try and grab this one. And we could try and grab this one. Might actually want to have a little look across here with the Gatling gun and see if we can clear that camp if it's still there. And actually have a look and see if the antiquities site's still there as well. So yeah, we're going to need a few more archaeologists before we do anything else. You guys are just going to continue to work on railroad, because that will improve production. This archaeologist, I think you can actually come down here and grab this one as a culture site. So we'll queue that up. Was just something, yeah. Cristo Redentor is 4 turns away. Neuschwanstein is... What are we building there? We're building the Kremlin. We really are going wonder heavy at the moment. We've got 3 different wonders all being built at the same time here. You guys I sent there just to build a farm, just to keep you busy, really. 11 turns until the next vote. Need to have a look and see what that was for, because I can't remember. Don't think it's a world leader vote. Well, it wouldn't be a world leader vote, but it might be a host vote. I don't think it is. I'll double check. Like I said, been a while since I played. 2 turns until we get the next great musician. You are losing influence over a few of these city-states, but like I said, I'm not too bothered about that. Yeah, these guys are getting a little bit close, which is annoying, but we should be able to... Not quite. Did we sink it? RNG was on our side that time. Pyongyang borders have grown to the sheep. That's fine. Zhengzhou has finished the stadium. What are we going to go and grab over here? Is there anything in particular you need? I guess we could go Harbour Seaport. We don't really need to. You haven't got a market. Let's go ahead and get a market. Get some money coming in there. We might as well build the railroad to Busan because it's just a single tile, and then we'll work our way up to Cusco. You guys can upgrade. And nothing else to do, really. So, on to the next turn. We'll get 1 great musician. So, what I need to do then is actually have a look and see how long it will take me to get the next great musician. And maybe I'm better off trying to get 3 great musicians all in the next... I can't remember whether when you pop a great musician, whether it's the turn you get the musician or the turn you pop the musician, which counts for the era of the music you get. So we'll have to experiment with that. So you guys, my plan for you was to try and get you across here and see if that barbarian camp was still there. So that's still the plan. So we'll see what we can do with the Great Musician. Now we are beelining into rocketry, but that's fine. There's quite a few things in the atomic era that we can pick up. Let us have a look. Right, we've got our Great Musician. We're not going to get a Great Musician now for a little while. Great person list. Great engineers, artists, merchants, scientists, writers. Are we even going to get a Great Musician? We're not even due to get one. Do we have a Musicians Guild somewhere? I think I built one. Or is the Musicians Guild the one that I haven't built yet? Apparently we do have a Musicians Guild somewhere. You don't have the Musicians Guild. Neither do you. Neither do you. Neither do you. What's this? Cusco's not actually working any of the specialist slots. You should at least be working the universities, possibly. Now, it's going to slow down Neuschwanstein if we do that. Let's just put you back into one of the high production tiles. 12 turns. There's a 4 food tile there that we're not working, but there again, some of the tiles we're working are actually really good. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Let's just see if we can try and find where I put that Musicians Guild. Musicians Guild here. Why aren't we getting a musician? 22 turns. It just hasn't registered it yet. So we could keep trying to get a musician here. That is fine. So I think we won't actually use the musician yet. We won't pop the musician that we have got. Yeah, I'm not going to pop the musician that we've just got. Somewhere demands furs. You're not going to give me furs because you are guarded. You do have spare furs. No, you wouldn't give me anything. You wouldn't let me buy it from you, so we shan't bother. I guess you guys can come back up here just to try and stop barbarian camp spawning. I can't believe that the Celts have got this scout here that's been trapped for so long because they can't embark. These guys were out here before they got the tech and they just won't move out of the way. Cusco is now actually starving. I hadn't noticed that. So we need to go and work some food tiles. Let's pick a tile that isn't particularly... We could lose some of that gold. Actually, let's just not work that tile and just put you in a food tile. There we go. We'll wait until we've got Neuschwanstein when we don't need massive amounts of production, and then we'll consider switching that over. So if I pop this guy, he will create a great work. But I don't think I want to do that yet. I think I want to save him. Let's see if we can get 2 more great musicians on the next era. And then we could probably get the Broadway bonus. I'm going to pop him as soon as we get into the next era anyway. I'm not going to save up. Right, they do have some units over there. We can't get there in a single turn, which is problematic. They're not going to be able to take me out. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to take a Gatling gun out, even shooting me while I'm in the water, so we should be okay. So this will be the last turn before we end the video, because we have gone over the 20-minute mark. Oh, wow, that's a bit of a troll city up there, isn't it? That wasn't very nice, Persia, was it? Right, they are firing at me, as expected. And they did a little bit of damage, but they didn't finish me off. Now, is that city going to get anything useful to me? No, everything is literally going to be out of range, so I don't really care. They can keep it. Oh, the unit's already selected. That is a lot of stuff there that I wasn't expecting to see. Yeah, that is probably going to be a lost unit now. I think so much so, what we're going to do is going to go and come and try and give a little bit of support from the south here. We get to choose our archaeology. This is going to be an artifact because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. It's too far away to work, so we're going to go ahead and grab an artifact. And that's all we can do on this turn, so that is going to be the end of the video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying Civilization 5, and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.